Now, what does error validation mean? It means we need to make changes within your data set or utilize WQX Web to actually make those changes for us. So what we're going to do first is we are going to upload a file that has a number of errors that most likely you'd want to change within your Excel document before you import the file. But what we're going to do is we are going to essentially, excuse me, we're going to import this file, we're going to see what errors came up, we're going to make the associated changes, and then we're going to re-import the file successfully. So let's take a crack at it. All right, get out of this, and let's open that Excel sheet back up. So I have this file of activities and results import errors. Before, I'm just going to quickly save this as a CSV. Okay. Just close out of this CSV because it's important. I don't want to do work in that CSV. Let's create a new data set. We're going to import, just like last time, the same. We're imagining that this is the same file, and we're just hitting the replay button, but we're using a different example. We're going to choose that same import configuration from the recent part, which is the New Jersey presentation activities and results. I'm then going to select the appropriate file, which is going to be errors to fix before import. And it's funny that I'm saying, oh, hey, let's import a file that says we need to fix errors before we import the file. But what I really mean is let's import the file and see what's wrong with it, and then make the changes within the Excel data set rather than doing the changes within WQX Web. So again, new data only. Let's click continue, and the first row is going to be ignored. And let me show you what I mean by that. So while this file is loading, click this refresh button. All right, so you can see it imported, but this is a more realistic view of what our import file is going to look like the first time we load it. You can see, we only have 19 errors. I've been in scenarios where there are thousands, even tens of thousands of errors within one single import file, but it is not to fret over. This is an opportunity to see what is wrong with your file, how can you change it, or how can we have WQX Web work with your data to make it more compatible. So how do I see what these errors are? It's by clicking on this view log link right here. So if we actually click on this hyperlink, you'll notice that we have a list of errors. We have a couple of things going on here. We have an activity type that's missing. We have a result value and the units that probably are missing too. We have an invalid characteristic name. And then we have an activity ID that matches, but it's because the activity type is different and the activity start date is different as well. So let's hop into that data set and see what's going on, and let's try to do a little troubleshooting. Okay, before importing, so let me take a look here. All right, so this is obviously missing an activity type. If we go back into our details of this, if you actually click on the details of the event log, it'll give you the exact row as to which the error is occurring. So the discharge velocity is incorrect, but I'm actually going to ignore that because I can have WQX fix that for me, and I'll show you that in a little bit. Activity type is required in row 11. Well, okay, let's hop in here, row 11, highlight that. Well, what do you know? The activity type, I forgot to add it in, so just going to copy that in there. Let's see what else we got going on here. So I'm going to guess that this activity ID was invalid because I was missing that activity type, because it's saying that the activity type was different. And this is what we call kind of a conditional error. WQX Web will give you errors because you have other errors. So let's fix the obvious errors, re-import the file, and see what we got left. Okay, so that looks like this is all going to go away because we changed that activity type. I'm going to leave the characteristic names alone for now. Let's see, activity start date. It looks like I have a lot going on with my activity start dates. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, so here's activity start dates. Oh, and it looks like I forgot to format these values correctly. So I'm just going to highlight this entire row. I'm going to reformat this. Just right click. I'm going to format these cells. And let's format it as a date so it's all the same format. Okay, great. That looks good. Let's see if there's anything else going on here. Okay, it says result value. Okay, let's see if row 7, let's see if there's one more thing we need to fix here. Oh, looks like we're missing a unit of measure. Make sure I don't have any others missing. So for pH, I use the unit of literally none. You could also use moles per liter if you wanted to get technical about it, but for this example, we're going to use none. Okay, so I'm feeling okay about this file for now. Let's do one more import and let's see what's going on. Going to save that file. File, save as. Let's save it in the same folder. CSV. Errors before. Okay. Okay. All right, let's re-import this file. Create new data set, activities and results. New Jersey, presentation, activities and results. Let's choose the appropriate file. This is going to be errors to fix before importing, and you can see the timestamp jives well. New data only, comma, ignore, okay. It's going to say ignore your first row, and it says there's existing data sets that already have the same name, so we're going to overwrite that old file, and that's okay, because we're just doing another import. And let's see what happens now. Click this refresh button. Okay, so we have fixed a number of the errors, approximately 14 of them. Let's see what we still have going on here. It looks like that characteristic name is still invalid. And so that's okay, because we're going to make WQX Web change that for us. And that actually is the segue into our next section, resolving errors after the import. So let me pull